Unanimous decision. Let's move on now to the co-main event, UFC 290. Brandon Moreno taking on Alexandre Pantoja. Rematch coming up. Brandon Moreno, the assassin baby, out of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. 29 years old, 21-6 with 2 draws, 5 knockouts, 11 more wins by submission victory, coming off back-to-back wins over Kai Kara France, and then winning the title back from Davison Figueiredo back in January. He will be standing across from Alexandre Pantoja, who defeated Brandon Moreno back in 2018. Pantoja, the 33-year-old out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the Cannibal, his nickname. 25-5 as a professional, with 8 knockouts and 10 submission wins on his record. He's riding a 3-fight win streak coming into this title fight this weekend over Manel Kape, Brandon Royval, and Alex Perez back in July. Omar, start us off. Is it Viva Mexico, or is Pantoja going to upset your boy?
We're back at emotional here, gentlemen. I ain't picking against fucking Brandon Moreno. It's not going to happen. I will say that Pantoja is a very, very dangerous opponent. And knowing full well that Brandon Moreno has now dropped 2 fights to Pantoja, one of which was an exhibition, whatever, and tough, but still a fight that he definitely lost and got submitted on. Last one that they had, obviously, Brandon Moreno lost a unanimous decision. Alexandre Pantoja is a bad, bad dude, man, and he hasn't gotten any worse. His recent win against Alex Perez was disgusting. His recent win against Brandon Royval, also disgusting. Was also able to beat Manel Kape, who we also know was kind of on the rise a little bit, was able to kind of put that one to bed. And Brandon Moreno is a guy that consistently exceeds expectations, and I think because of his demeanor and his lack of shit talking and like all of the things that make Brandon Moreno the guy that we love, there's also a lot of that assumption that he's not that dangerous, right? You know, he's a nice guy, he's this, he's that, he's the other, but you know, he's not really that nice. And look at him now. He's a champion. He's a beast. He's a guy that has now finished Davison Figueiredo, who at the time was considered to be like one of the best, or probably still considered to be one of the best flyweights in the world, but somebody who people couldn't beat, and he's beaten him now. Kai Kara France with the win on that. So Brandon Moreno has definitely exceeded expectations where there were none for him, and he's in a very unique position now where he can continue to build on his legacy against somebody who he has now lost twice against. It's a big order. It's a tall order. I actually don't really know if he's going to be able to do it, but we're going to run with it. So Brandon Moreno, split decision. I wouldn't be surprised, but I think he takes at least 3 out of the 5 rounds.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think that Moreno evens this one with professional fights with Pantoja. Yes, Pantoja's so dangerous. Yes, Pantoja beat him before. But, man, Moreno has gotten better and better and better. And the guy is just electric now. Pantoja, though, he is stout and built for the division and very durable. And I don't see Moreno getting the finish on this one. I agree with you. I say Moreno guts this one out over a very tough and very dangerous Pantoja and gets a 48-40. What is it? 48-46 on the scorecards? Three rounds to 2.
48-47.
Thank you.
Ever watched any MMA before? Or?
Mark, what's your take and pick? Take a pick.
All right, so Brandon Moreno, getting some respect. He is minus 200 as the favorite.
Okay.
Pantoja is plus 165 as the underdog. 2 inches of height and 2 inches of reach on the Brandon Moreno side, which is not. I kind of was envisioning them as being the same size. Didn't realize Moreno's a bit bigger there. Here we go. I am so pumped for this fight. It's not every day you get to see a champion going into a title fight trying to avenge an 0-2 record against the challenger, and that's what we have here.
That's true.
So that's a cool dynamic. I'm also really glad to see Alexandre Pantoja get his title shot because he is that good. He has been good for a while. He absolutely deserves it, and I'm glad he can finally check that box of getting to fight for a UFC title. It's tough, man. If Brandon is willing to grapple in this fight, which he very well may be, it's going to get really interesting because Pantoja is disgusting on the mat. If Moreno's game plan is to really fight to keep this thing standing for the most part, then I think we're still in for a great fight because Pantoja, I think, is still improving on the feet. Every time we see him, he's getting more and more comfortable in the striking. I do think Moreno probably has an edge there. It seems like his boxing has advanced to a point where you would think he's at least a little bit ahead of Pantoja in a pure striking match. But, man, as Omar said, Pantoja is walking through people right now. I mean, just devouring dudes. The way that he beat Alex Perez and Brandon Royval, it's like they weren't even in there, especially Perez. And that Manel Kape fight, again, I'm going back to Pantoja's striking improving. They struck the whole fight. He didn't beat Manel Kape by grappling. He beat Manel Kape in a striking match, which is pretty fucking impressive. So, I don't know. I've been going back and forth the whole time. I feel like I don't even want to pick this. I want to watch the embeddeds and see what kind of feeling I get as I watch the embeddeds. I do trust Moreno more cardio-wise, I think, as the fight goes on. But on the flip side of that, I feel like Pantoja is the guy who's more likely to find a finish, especially by choke. He's so good at taking the back and taking it when the tiniest little opportunity presents itself. And I know Moreno's finished 2 dudes in a row, but for some reason I don't see him finishing Pantoja with strikes. Pantoja's a pretty durable guy. So I'm torn. It's one of those fights where I feel like you pick it and then the other guy wins and you're going to be like, how the fuck did I not pick that guy? He's so good. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Pantoja, man. I just think it's his time, and I don't think that Brandon Moreno is an unbeatable type of champion. So I'm going to say Pantoja can hang enough on the feet, find some success, create some scramble opportunities, and take the back in one of them. If it makes the cards, I think it's probably Moreno, but I'll say Pantoja finds the back and finds a choke. Round 3 rear naked choke.
Dude, come on, man. Do it for Mexico.
You know what's crazy about this whole thing, though, is Brandon Moreno has not been finished in his professional career.
Wow,
Right?
and I
No,
just expect him to get finished.
no submissions, no knockouts. Only decisions has he been beaten in his professional career.
Well, I was going to say, Pantoja did choke him out on tough, though.
But isn't that crazy, though, right? Like, the only choke that he has, even on his fucking resume, is from Pantoja, but it doesn't even affect the actual, professional score for his record.
Oh, my God, dude.
What happened?
Trayshawn Gore's out.
Oh, come on.
I literally just got the fucking...
Boo.
Boo.
God,
Fuck, man.
hard.
Are we going to get a replacement for Nickel?
It says they're actively looking for a replacement. They want to keep him on the card.
Hell yeah, man.
God.
That sucks.
Gore was like, nah, I'm not doing this. Fuck this.
He saw the odds. He was like, plus 750. Fuck that.
Oh, that's balls.
Did it say he's injured? Did it say what he
It
injured?
doesn't say. It just says he's out.
He's
And
just
they're
out.
actively looking for a replacement because they want to keep
sucks.
Nickel on the card.